If you guys don't already know, it's NBSO 808. Is it NBSO 808? 94? Whatever. But, you know, we're going to take a break from career mode. We're going to do a little scrapping. We're going to do some fantasy. We're going to be doing some fantasy cards, fight cards, you know. But, yeah. Got some time to kill. Hopefully it won't be making a. Well, about it. I got an hour to kill, so I mean, I'll be talking. I'll be chatting with you guys. So if you guys want to sound off in the comments, feel free to. I'll be more than happy to make some fantasy matches for you guys. And some just iconic legend fights, or soon to be a legend, you know. Shoot, what should I name it? Battle and Rattle. Tournament type. Ooh, stand-up MMA. Ooh. We'll do a mix. We'll do a combined strike. We'll do combined. Weight class. Let's see. We'll do an open weight. Bracket size 8. Nothing too. Continue damage. Okay, this is like for real, like UFC 1, original UFC rules, tournament style, which is cool. We'll do normal. Number of rounds 3. Yeah. We'll do normal real time clock. We'll do this in the WFA. Skip the cutscenes. Competitive stats on. Yeah. Perks on. Stamina recovery on. Yes. Yeah. Let's do it. Hold on, let me get the chat going so I can talk to you guys. If I can even bring it up. Oh, you know what? I think my lives are... Alright. Be on standby about that. I think we... Ooh. Okay, we got open weight. Shoot. I don't know. The last fight. Okay, we're gonna need a legend. Is there any legends? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a fun fight. Is Brock Lesnar on here? Oh, Dan Severn. Who would be a good legend to go against Francis? Hold on, if Brock Lesnar's on here, totally picking him. Sorry. L. Okay, KL. Oh, he's you got it on option. Who else? Ooh. Oh, you know what? I think we have to go. Might have to go. I already had. I should have picked him from the get-go. Where is he? JDS. No, not doing Dos Santos. Vasquez. That'd be sick. is the second fight. These are big boys. Would go against Adesanya. Shoot. And it has to be a legend. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, no, it has to be Silva. I mean, I know they fought, but if we're going after these stats, it's a little bit more fair. Know what I mean? Oh, see, look, see this Silva versus this Silva. Look, it's that much different. Give me look stats here. Oop, sorry. Oh, I just lost it. Silva, where you at? Yeah, prime Silva. Alright. And then Usman. Usman will go against GSP. Is that the same weight class? And prime GSP too. Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. And you know what? I'm not gonna even control this. As much as I would want to favor the fighter for these, I think it would be fair if we just let these fighters duke it out themselves. Let the computer decide, you know? Ooh, okay. Cormier. Interesting. Ooh. Let Jones be the underdog. I don't wanna. Who has potential? Ooh. We'll do two legends. Let's make it real interesting. I didn't even fully check the stats on these. Like, I didn't check the whole roster. This is my first time actually really going through it. Yeah, Mark Coleman. Oh, you know what? Let me see who's in here. And the Diaz brothers just do get out, you know. Ooh. No, JDS. And that's prime JDS too. I don't think they would have put any other JDS in here. Oh, actually, current. He's not even considered a legend yet. Ooh. Rashad. Ooh, Tony Frank. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. That's fun. That's fun. But it's gonna be a complete oddball. It has to be an oddball. Oof. So, shoot. Oh, Matt Hughes, man. Oh. Gosh. Ooh. Oh. I like that they have two different hairstyles for McGregor. Yeah, like that. Is there? Can we do a better side by side for this? Laser focus, fast hand. Okay. So, cornrows McGregor, punch speed. Okay. Yeah. Even the tattoos. Look at that. Tattoos are different too. I wish I knew what year, what era, you know. Oh, here we go. The 32 and the 26-year-old. Cool, cool. I like that. Ooh. Oh, gosh. Cheeto. Let's see, look at that. Oh, are they both 40? Oh, really? So we have the same age for... Let's see. Oh. Oh, man. Dang, Pettis has 3 different? CM Punk. Oh, shoot. And it's the last guy, so you know, this is the first fight, but it has to be. Gosh. Silva's already fighting. Oh shit. Oh wait, what is the height difference on this? How bad is it? Oh man. Oh gosh. I think this is it. I think we have to go with... Oh man. Oh man. Okay, you guys are in for a treat. So I'm not going to be controlling any of these again. Can I edit this tournament? How do I edit this tournament? Okay, Battle and Rattled. Going back to this tournament. Dude. Ah, I feel like I need a drink for this. Give me a second. And then we'll start this tournament. And, yeah. So, give me a second real quick. All right. So we're back. I have a drink. Oof. We're live. I see it. I see it. I love it. Gosh. All right. We're gonna start this tournament. Oh man, we're gonna start this tournament. So on the first bracket we have Tony Ferguson, Chael Sonnen, and then we got the second, and then right after that on the opposing side we have Adesanya and Silva. You know, the rematch. Both in their prime stats. Kamaru Usman, George St. Pierre. You know, the never toe-to-toe in the ring before, and again the never before fantasy match. Ngannou versus Cain Velasquez. So it's gonna be nasty. Let's see where it goes. Again, I'm gonna be it's gonna be out of my hands. I have my drink. I'm drinking the Crown Apple from the can. Oh, and then UFC 1 rules. So it's gonna be basically continuous tournament, same health bars, stamina, and whatnot to the very end. So whoever will win this will win it all. So it honestly could be a stamina battle. So whoever will have the most stamina and cardio at the end of the game will last the longest, I would think. I don't even know who to root for in this. I mean, El Kukui will probably be the one to go, like, to push forward on this in this bracket. So far, I mean, I wish they showed the stats and whatnot, but I feel like this should be a pretty fair fight. The height looks pretty similar. This is basically a straight up brawl. Oh, Chelsea to the ground. He got close. Oh man, he's gonna go for submission. Oh no. Oh man. Oh, that doesn't look good. He's out. Alright, so since there's no commentary, I didn't think it was gonna have commentary. I thought it was gonna have commentary, but I'll do it. So he got side control. And he's in full mount right now. So Chael's gonna do that. I'm not sure what he's gonna go for. So he's back into half guard. Not sure what's going on. I think Tony's going for some kind of submission right now. It's early in the round, so both fighters have pretty decent stamina. They're obviously. I think Chael's gonna escape. Oh, yep. So back on the half mount, you got Tony. Tony, you gotta do work, man. You're gonna lose this if he's on you. All right. So there's we got a little posture up from Chael Sonnen. Chael, I don't think this plan is working. Oh, the rubber guard's coming in. Okay, a little punches to the body. So we got Tony going for the back. You got the back mount. Nice. Oh man, look at how intricate this game is. Like the motions is literally like it is human chess. This is exactly what it is. And with Tony working his way to a side mount or half mount, sorry, was beautiful. As the animation for the game in general, so smooth. Working his way to, oh gosh, to a saddle. Is that a side saddle mount, if I'm not mistaken? Going for submission. Escaped. Again, real early in the round. Got 2.5 minutes on here. Dang. And Chael's back on top. Sorry, I'm like multitasking over here. So I might be a little off on the commentary. Chael with the side control. Oh, going north-south. Oh. Alright, we got Chael going in for a submission over here. Again, stamina's are prime right now, so a lot in the tank. So, oh, yeah, the escape's gonna be happening. It's inevitable. Oh, nice. So he's covered. Staminas, again, both just rebuilt, just like nothing. but Tony's got that full mount. Oh, Show's gonna get out, but you know, back, work the body, and show the control. Tony got half mount going on, side control, very nice transition, and now he's on full mount, just like that. So if you can keep this and posture up and just ground and pound at this point, it'll be solid. But again, both fighters have so much energy still. Right? Again, right back to that full mount. So that's the thing with having a lot of games like this. It's not that easy to be going through all these transitions, but it's so easy to transition out of it, giving it a more, you know, accelerated fight and a more, you know, giving a fighter more of a chance. But it can be annoying at points. The escape is inevitable coming through. If you guys don't know, the escape bar's in the very bottom. What you're trying to do in those situations when you're playing the game is that you're trying to either avoid being, depending on your position, if you're trying to commit to a submission, you want to overlap. But if you're trying to escape, you're definitely trying to be not covered. You're trying to stay away from the opposing zone of the other player chasing you. So it's just a fancy chase master. But yeah, both fighters causing a little bit damage here and there. Yep. Oh my gosh, this is such a good fight. Oh, Tony's going in for the ground and pound. Tony's going in. Oh man, I don't know why he stopped. The stamina is so great. Oh, nice. Tony's going in for a submission. Oh, he's escaping. Tony is not on it right now. Tony is... Oh, he's losing it. He's losing it. Oh, and saved by the bell. So, yes, I did skip the cutscenes because we want to keep the action going, which is a good call, because this is a crazy fight. I'm glad I already got my drink, but yeah, well, I have the tips on the side. I'm not controlling any of these fighters. I'm letting the fate lie within the CPUs. But yeah, look, these guys are doing work. They're blocking. They're obviously blocking, so they're not just randomly just hitting buttons or being controlled, random commands. They are actually adapting to the opposing fighter and, you know, just defending and surviving. And that's definitely the fun part and the factor of what may happen during this. So again, Tony's trying to go for a guillotine choke. A little too early in the round. Easy to get out. It looked deep. It looked deep, honestly. Oh, Tony's going again, trying to go for that arm. So this is a very awkward angle because it doesn't seem realistic in a way. I could be wrong, but if anybody knows that can kind of verify that this is a troublesome situation, because honestly, Tony could easily stand up and not give away his arm. You know, very realistic and very practical fighter. But yeah, again, with the half mount, Tony's taking some hits, but you know, Tony can definitely take those hits. Both of their stamina bars, their regeneration stamina bars, are still top notch. For a 3-round fight, they gotta do work. And again, this will trickle through, and these stats will stay to the end of the tournament. So whatever energy they are left with will be continuing on to the next. So he's using the block, good, which is good. Look, going for that arm again. Tony's really trying to go for submission. I've seen so many submission attempts between this round and the last. So he's definitely doing work. And Tony on the full mount, back to the half mount, back into the just half. I don't know what kind of mount that was, but that was back in full mount. Guard. Sorry. Yep. Half mount and then full mount again. So I want you guys to keep in mind that no matter what, you would think this having a full guard like that and a full mount is two different things, and it lets your fighter really decide how much punishment the person on the bottom is getting. This is going to be an easy escape. Again, a lot of control, a lot of energy still. Only in the second round. I know we're halfway through the fight, but it is a point where you're gonna have to try to give up on the submissions. But Tony was going to go for it, and having these two fighters and both of their personas in one octagon in a tournament style fight, these guys are going to go for the gusto, and they're playing it very, very smart. They're going to, whoever's going to be pushing through to the next round in this match. Oh, you got to see like the punishment, right? Like you can go, I don't know if you can do elbows, you know. Oh, you got him back. Oh, he's got him laid out flat. He's laid out flat. He's in trouble. And right into the side mount. If he postures up, if Tony postures up, it could be trouble for Chael Sonnen right now. Oh, you get that arm again. Yep. Will he try it? It's very ballsy because Tony is tired right now. Tony is tired. The escape is inevitable. I sound like a broken record, but I really think Tony should really be choosing his submissions more wisely. Looking and checking Sonnen's stamina, you know? Making him really work for it. Alright, so now the tables have turned. Chael got him on the back. He has the back control now. Playing with the arms. I love it. I love that so much. I love that transition to a full mount reversal. Oh man. Oh, that was a nice body shot. Tony's doing work. I think he's wasting stamina when he does that. I could be wrong. Oh. We got the saddle, the side saddle. Right, and the side mount. The side control, going for the ground and pound. If Tony doesn't block, they might call off this fight. We got 7 seconds left. Clock's going down. I think they will live to another round right now. We're okay. Oh, again, Tony is not being, you know, technically like textbook smart on his time, on his submissions. And he really needs to keep out for that. If he really wants to end this round on a submission to, you know, save him energy, and the beating, he has to play it smart to move forward in this tournament. See, okay, so they were evaluating for a second. So now they're really just keeping it on the floor, and Chael's going back to the ground. Can Tony block it? Oh, nice. Could he go for a knee? Could he go for a knee? A pop? Oh, nice. Ooh, dirty boxing. Big time dirty boxing. Look at these guys just punishing at this point. Again, we're in the third. Oh, Tony's rock. Tony's rock. Oh, you gotta keep your distance. You gotta keep your distance, Tony. Oh, he hit him back. Oh, man. Oh, we're going to defense mode. Oh, man. Oh, both of these fighters still very strong, but they both got rocked right on the same button. Oh, he can strike. So the defender can strike in this, but he does have the danger of costing him stamina, and would that really cost? So with the rubber guard going in, that was actually a really good attempt. Knowing that Sonnen was rocked for a moment gave him time to really assess, like, was it really worth the takedown when he got rocked? Tony going again for that rubber guard. You know, rubber guards are so underappreciated. Going for the arm, isolates the arm. Oh, that was a nice save. That could have ended real badly in real life. So having this kind of like simulated. Oh, Tony's on top. Oh man, what's gonna happen? So already got rocked earlier. Okay, he pulls him down, which is smart, but he's still taking that beating. So do you sacrifice posturing him up, or do you hold him close, right? So you gotta time your escape and hope that the person on top of you either gives up or you catch him off guard. So what he's doing right now is definitely surviving. Again, the escape definitely is getting trickier, but it is definitely doable during this time in the fight. It is the last round. We're halfway through it. I honestly think Tony has the upper hand after this round. It was very close, but now Tony has the upper hand in this fight. So Chael definitely needs to turn the table, and he definitely needs to rack up the points, or he needs to just finish off the fight. But right now, Tony is definitely sound, especially after that stunning blow he got after he got hit. So both fighters got rocked. Very significant strikes. There we go. Chael's taking the back mount. Look at that arm. Look at that arm play. Look at that. And right on top. Just like that. So if Chael postures up and starts just pounding away, this could end right here. Right here. Trips the arm. Takes him back down where he belongs. Tony, how are you going to respond? There's 2 minutes. Oh, man. Tony's in trouble. North-south. If he goes for another, if Chael goes for a submission. Oh, okay. We got the back mount. Slowly getting up. I like it. This is very strategic. So this, honestly, in real life, this would take a lot of stamina out. But having these fighters very experienced and their stats accordingly given to them, this would have ruined any other amateur or rookie fighter. But having these two legends, having their appropriate and respectable stats, they are manning through this tournament as professionally as possible. Crazy with that saddle stance, or the saddle that saddle mount. Okay. Oh, okay. This is definitely leveling the playing field. So Tony needs to change the game, and this is the last minute. Tony needs to turn the tide. This could go to decision, honestly, and it's smart if they do, because if one of them really overexerts himself, they're in trouble. But if I may think that Chael may be caught up in points wise, and he might have the slight upper hand in winning this. Tony has been on his back for way too long, and I think he just blew it. He blew his lead. He blew his chances of accelerating to the next round of the tournament. But again, we have 20 seconds. There's still some time, but we never really know, and only time can tell. Oh, will Tony go for submission? He has 10 seconds. 10 seconds to pull it off. Oof, that's it. Looking at the bottom, it's very discouraging. 3, 2, 1. Tony. Alright. We gotta leave the scorecards to the judges. We gotta see how it goes. But dang, that was a fight. And I'm glad it was not an upset, because these guys definitely fought their hearts out. CPUs definitely did a really great job simulating this fight. Look at this highlights. Nice. So Tony was definitely good on his stand-up game, and Chael definitely played smart by taking it to the ground, because look at that. That was damaging. See, if he landed a knee right there, it almost could have been over. Tony moves on, guys. By decision. Okay, so again, I believe I was rooting for Tony when I first did this. Dang. Tony did come on top, and that is super awesome. So I'm going to change the bracket and do it the way that I intended to. We are going to go to the Adesanya Silva fight, a fight we've seen before, but this time with prime stats for both fighters and tournament style. So we will actually see one of these fighters move up in the ranks. I could be wrong, but I believe Silva may have done this tournament style before, but I could be wrong. But being trained during that era, I wouldn't be surprised if he's, has that actual stamina to do and go the distance in it, which I think would be amazing if he came up on top. So I am going to be going for Silva this round. Adesanya, you are awesome, you're amazing. But again, if you're dealing with prime Silva, this is a game changer. Of course, we're not going to get we can only hope we get the flashy Silva that we know and love. But I think we're just going to get a straight up fist fight, which is also amazing, because again, both fighters are very strategic, very sniper-like mentality, very accurate pinpoint accuracy fighters. And man, there's no justice in video games that could do what would actually happen if these two fighters were in their prime, in their heyday, duking it out in a UFC tournament to the very end. The taunting, the sportsmanship, the showboatmanship, oh look, with a slight catch. I don't know if that was counted for points. See, it's not the same, but the excitement is definitely still there. So with Silva being orthodox and Adesanya being a southpaw, this definitely is a challenging fight, because you're exposing both your open side and your closed side to the opposing person, right? As opposed to matching it just like that. So Silva's changed his stance real quick just to match Adesanya's southpaw. So this is definitely Silva jumping into Adesanya's world. Having the knowledge and having the experience, this could be actually messy for Adesanya. without having, and then since these are CPUs, they don't have the mutual respect for the legends and whatnot. So Adesanya could be the reckless Adesanya and not being the formidable, you know, honorary fighter. So this could end up in a nasty flash knockout for all we know too. And it could go the other way as well too. Silva definitely has respect, but knows how to be playful with his opponents. And same goes for Adesanya, and that's why it would be an interesting fight. So, now that you see they both switched opposite stances, now Adesanya fighting orthodox, and then Silva, Silva actually fighting back. So at one point, or just a little bit earlier, they were fighting in the complete opposite stances, which was very, very interesting to see, because you can see them practically mimicking each other, something they would actually do in real life, to really psych out and play that mind games that will throw the other fighter off. Right now it is pretty much a clinic. They are doing nice jabs, landing nice straights. Right now they're in a clinch. Adesanya got the head control, hit him with a nice uppercut on the exit. So let's see. Adesanya coming in short on a punch, which I've never thought it would happen with him having the advantage in the reach. Adesanya with a nice leg, with a check on that kick from Silva. They're really blocking. It's almost every other hit is landing for them. Ooh, Silva hit him with a nice right overhand. Oh, Adesanya answered with the left kick, left roundhouse kick. Silva hitting with that spinning back fist. This is a fight, guys. With a blocked right hook from Silva. Oh, and spinning back fist again. Adesanya going for the leg kicks. They're both leg checking right now. They better watch out. Again, this is pre-leg leg surgery for Silva. Oh, Superman punch lands from Silva. Oblique kick. Oh, a missed uppercut to the body, but Silva gets in with the clinch and a quick elbow to Adesanya's head. Another check to leg. Adesanya answers with a punch to the body. Oh, there's just a kick fest from body to leg, back and forth action. So there is moments where they're stopping, and that obviously would be a taunting opportunity for both fighters, and it is expressed in a way that gives that, you know, that realness to it. But Silva's landing that Superman punch. He's got that number. Barely blocking that question mark kick from Adesanya. Again, scouted and then responded with a spinning back fist to Adesanya. He did not like that. He is now he's leaning a little bit more forward, a little bit more serious. Definitely does not want to get hit by that jab. Definitely slips that real quick. Ooh, but hits them with that crane kick to the face. Oh, with the leg checks. Adesanya will definitely eat that up. But this, I feel like Adesanya is actually getting frustrated from fighting at this point of the fight. We are 30 seconds in, and I think Silva's locked in right now. Found the reach. He's hitting those uppercuts, hitting those kicks. Adesanya is mixing it up, hitting with the leg, couple leg kicks, and hitting for two rights and hooks. Yep, right, quick clip. We got the 10 seconds on the clock. Ooh, Adesanya kicking Silva to the ground, but quickly back up. Ooh, that was nasty. That was a nasty first round. But again, I think Silva's definitely dialed in. Adesanya definitely needs to mix up his play. All right, so we got a kick fest going on. Just those leg kicks. You gotta watch out for those. Those do add up, and it does damage the block health. Again, Adesanya going for that leg. Ooh, Muay Thai clinch from Silva, hitting two knees and then the uppercut on the exit. Oh, crane kick to Adesanya. Oh, an oblique kick. Oh, Adesanya really needs to turn the tables because he is behind on hits right now. Okay, so he blocked that kick too, but did end up getting jabbed by Silva. Ooh, those leg kicks are hurting Adesanya. Getting jabs. Adesanya going for a feint. Silva going for the Superman punch, blocked. Ouch. Silva going for the kick. Adesanya going for the hook, and both of them land. Again, Adesanya with the jab, both going for a kick, both miss. Oh man, this. Oh, Adesanya slipping Silva to the ground, quickly back up, but I think Silva might be in a little bit of trouble. because Silva's been knocked down a couple times already in this fight, and there has not been an answer from Silva from taking any significant damage to Adesanya, but definitely landing, especially with those spinning back fists earlier in the first round. And they are in a dirty clinch, and they were landing punches left and right, rock'em sock'em robot style. Oh, Adesanya going for a crane kick and coming in for some punches. The reach isn't quite there. Ooh, Silva hits with a flying knee, rocks Adesanya, and he was almost going for the ground and pound against the cage. He's got Adesanya in a little clinch under the arm. Oh man, and he's recovered. So both fighters are taking a breather right now. I think they just realized that they are going to be in a tournament, so they will be fighting 2 more people after this, whoever will be 3. So Adesanya had Silva in the clinch just now, hit him with an elbow. Oh, these guys are playing real dirty. Silva catching Adesanya's leg. Oh, tripping Silva one more time. Silva down again for counting falls. Silva going again with the dirty, grabbing behind the head, hitting with that uppercut on the exit. Oh man, both of these CPUs are definitely calibrating, and they're definitely playing it smart. Again, a pretty big, a little bit more of a damage for their stamina wise compared to the first fight, but this is definitely a fight that, a rematch, honestly, a rematch for a proper rematch, as I said before. Ooh, Adesanya kicking Silva right in the face, a little bit of blood splattered out. Silva did not like that, so he grabbed him in a quick clinch, gave him a couple uppercuts, and Adesanya hitting right again with that nice kick to the face. Silva hitting some jabs, hitting some bodies, mixing it up. Oh man, Silva trying to go for that knee to the body, but Adesanya quickly hits him with the jab. Again, Silva hitting him in that Muay Thai clinch, couple knees to the body, leg kicking Silva, shaking him a little bit. Both kicks miss. Silva went low, Adesanya went high. Ooh, so Silva checked that leg kick, and it looks like Adesanya is hurt, wobbling on that left leg. Oh man, these fighters, they're not, I don't want to say they're tired. They really are dialing in. See, again, Silva just missed that Superman punch. He got that clinch, he got that Muay Thai clinch, hitting that knee to the head on the exit, and with a jab and a hook right after. Then we got the jabs. Again, we're steady kickboxing, boxing style. A little bit of karate with that kick. Another kick. Silva hit, trying to attempt to do 2 kicks. Silva almost going in for another clinch, and then Adesanya answering with a kick to the head. Silva going for the uppercut, a nice jab on the way out. Again, it's the intensity of the pausing is, I don't know if it's intentional, but it is a crazy accuracy of how the fight would actually go. You know, minusing the taunting, but the seriousness and the drama of having them, just the suspense being built, and who's going to be striking next, and who's going to be taking the bigger hit. Again, they're trading off equal hits. I want to say equal amount of hits. It looks like, oh, Silva was getting more damage, but he did rock Adesanya just now. Adesanya evades, regains his composure. Ooh, kicks Silva right in the, Silva is bleeding. His face is being pretty much tenderized right now. And that was the end of the second round. This is the third and final round. If Silva may win this one, but he will be struggling in the next fight, for sure. So does need to play smart. He might be out. We are going against a prime Adesanya right now. Current champ holding Adesanya. And it's scary to think that, yes, one of these fighters will be moving on to the next round, in the next bracket play. Nice spinning body kick from Adesanya, keep some distance from Silva. He's definitely, oh, we're definitely inside Adesanya's world right now. Oh, and slips. Silva again. Silva kicks up. Adesanya grabs his head, almost going for some Muay Thai clinch kicks to the head for Silva. Oh, Silva slipping and tripping Adesanya for the first time. Going for that spinning back kick, keeping distance, just how Adesanya was doing in the beginning of this round. Spinning elbow from Adesanya, but missed. Just grazing that hook against Silva's chin right afterwards. So both fighters, again, calibrating. Ooh, Adesanya is hitting those left hooks. 3, 3, 4. Oh, man. They are getting blocked to a certain degree, but they do still hurt, and they do put damage to the fighter. And you could get rocked, especially being in the third round for this long. So, ooh, now Adesanya is answering back with a Superman punch after all this time. So, Silva is going to some textbook boxing right now, but I really think he should be messing around. Oh, he's going for some leg kicks, but he definitely needs to mix it up, because right now, oh, Adesanya hitting with that spinning back fist, rocking Silva for a second, and they hesitated. Adesanya was hesitant to finish off the fight, going for the spinning back kick. Oh, rocking Silva is rocked, and Adesanya could have finished the fight right there with having Silva perched up against the fence like that. He could have ground and pounded to end it. Silva comes right back, rocking Adesanya. And both of them, again, the pausing, the suspenseful pausing of who is really deciding to move forward in this bracket. Again, Silva with the crane kick, rocking. He's wobbling Adesanya right now and giving him just enough time to regain his stamina. Oh. Oh, man. Silva again wobbling, just hitting the body and the head with textbook boxing just to wobble Adesanya. Yeah, Silva's taking a big hit during this fight, getting that stamina, paying for all that stamina, definitely losing a lot of stamina after just 2 power hits. Could cost him in the long run for this tournament. Adesanya landing that spinning back elbow. Just shy of 2 minutes of ending this fight and finding the respectable victor. Again, textbook boxing. It's scary to think that Adesanya may have a finale shot in on his end. Silva has the skill on his side, but it definitely within a round like this could definitely change tides in a matter of seconds. So again, taking a quick little break. And then they come right back in, coming real close, and then again, nothing to really dial in at this point. Silva coming with an up kick, and well, not really an up kick, but a roundhouse kick to the head, dropping Adesanya for real quick. Adesanya right back on his feet, attempting with flying knees coming from Adesanya, coming from Silva. Again with the dirty clinch from Silva and getting that one hit in. Adesanya hitting that roundhouse kick, rocking Silva, and hitting him with a left roundhouse kick and getting to the ground. Ooh, Silva coming with a flying roundhouse kick and knocking down Adesanya. This is a war. Again, battle and rattle, man. For sure. This fight might be the most interesting one yet. Again, draining Silva from that roundhouse kick to the head. Both of these fighters, definitely not thinking about the longevity of this tournament. Again, both of these fighters will be pretty battered and bruised to move on. And keep in mind that there's going to be a heavyweight fight in this tournament as well too. So, oh man, we're gonna leave it to the judges. We'll see a couple highlights, but let's see where it goes. Superman punch from Silva. Flying knee from Silva. Again, it seems like the scale is on Silva's side right now. Ooh, and a Superman punch from Adesanya. And a jab right after that. And the fight goes to Silva. Ooh. This is going to be an interesting tournament. It's painful. It's painful to see a tournament like this. Going the distance and just running all these fighters the full gas tank, you know? So, our next fight is the Kamaru Usman fight versus George St. Pierre. Again, never been before. This will be the first fight, another fight. Not the first fight, because the first fight actually, 24 gets in. and Chael Sonnen was never to happen before, and this is also a fight that's never to happen before. So for me, I might have to go with George St. Pierre. If we have prime St. Pierre right now against Kamaru Usman, I really think that he is a lot more versatile than Usman. Usman is the current champ right now, but I don't think he's fought anybody as a solid, well-rounded fighter as St. Pierre. But, and this is why we simulate fights, we will find out what will happen. Again, the mannerisms may be a little bit more different, but having the correct stats and adjusting CPUs, this could be interesting. We got a man, Herb Dean, watching over this fight right now. A little bit of height difference from Usman. St. Pierre kind of dialing in, getting that jab in, getting a nice kick, that leg kick in. I think Usman does have the reach advantage. Oh, almost went going for a takedown, and then GSP comes back with a takedown of his own. Usman got him against the cage, going for that single leg takedown, and he gets it right into the half mount. George pushes him back into guard. Then Usman goes to the right, side control. Lands a couple punches to George. Put him back into half mount, put him back into guard. They're just beating each other up right now. Again, very similar to the Tony fight, where they went to the ground fairly early, as well as going for submission, in fact. So, not too far of a similar fight. Again, very, very early, very, very young in the fight to be going for submission. Time is definitely on your side, but the energy of your opponent is definitely still prominent. Usman going for the side control to the full mount, which he gets. George pushing him back to half. Usman goes for side control, goes for a pounding ground and pound position. Could put George in trouble right now. Pulls him back into side control. Very good for George. Recover from that. Puts him in half mount. Can he push him back into guard? Oh, going for submission, going for the back, taking the back of Usman. Watch the arms, watch the arms. Look at that play. And he goes for the full mount just like that. Beautiful. Oh, and George going for his own mount of himself, putting the champ in danger, getting back up on their feet. That was a quick and intense ground game battle for the first half of the round. Oh, George want to go back. George putting him inside a compromising position. Usman going for a takedown himself, blocked, brought him back to the cage, judo tossed by GSP. GSP inside control right now. Definitely making Usman work for that, for the powerful, more powerful position. Getting that side control, putting a little punches in the way, getting to that full mount with ease. Trying to get Usman to escape, but definitely not letting him. Usman pushing him back into guard. George going for half mount just again. Right onto full. Can he do work before he loses it? Oh, Usman using the cage to get up. And he gets it. Usman back into guard. Now he's on top. Oh, but George is actually going to be catching that right forearm of Usman. Trying to shoot for a submission. Again, late in the middle of the first round. Very, very intense and very, very intricate and very interesting for him to go so early in this. This is a very intricate fight. Usman battering up GSP just a little bit. GSP stands up and we are back on our feet, folks. GSP trying to go for a leg kick, go for a body kick. Both kicks miss from both fighters. They're in a dirty, dirty boxing clinch and they are doing some work. Cage breaks up the fight. And Usman trying to go for a takedown. GSP smartly takes a knee just to avoid the takedown. Pushes Usman against the fence and sweeps the leg for another judo toss. So if we're going by judges right now, George definitely has the upper hand on the takedowns. It's not easy to get those judo tosses in, and I don't think Usman's ever been thrown like that before. On the other hand, I think Usman is giving GSP a hard time with these ground and pound hits. So Usman going on the side saddle, almost on his back, and George slipping right into a guard for Usman, trying to isolate that right arm into a submission, takes his back. Again, here we go. Oh, blocked by Usman. Again, GSP goes again for the side saddle and gets up. Both fighters back on their feet. George wakes up Usman with a nice jab, another jab, dirty boxing clinch, and they're going at it. Usman trying to go for a takedown. GSP against the cage, very smart, but Usman does gets the single leg takedown and the half mount, doing damage to GSP while he's on the ground. Oh, GSP going for the neck, going for a guillotine choke on top of Usman. It could be close. We are at the end of the round. We have 3 seconds left, and he's not quite gonna get it. But that was definitely a close attempt. So moving to the second round, we know that GSP definitely has the wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game above Usman right now. So Usman definitely has to change the tide by either outboxing him or staying stood up as much as possible during this. GSP technically getting very technical in his fighting style and the choices that he's doing, but he needs to watch out for those leg kicks, because that's gonna probably paralyze him from doing any future takedowns if they want the fight to keep going. GSP definitely hitting those straight body kicks to the abdomen, and hitting their oblique kicks. Oh, again, Usman trying to go for shoot for a double takedown. He gets it, and both men are on the ground. Usman on with a regular mount, and they're just punching away very, very aggressively, letting no time for the other fighter to go for any type of submission or take advantage in the roll. GSP slips out, goes for a saddle, approaching to get double hooks in on top of the back mount, and transitioning back into a side mount, being on top of Usman. Usman reaching over for the back, trying to switch over to his compromising position, taking his back. Will he be able to reverse it? Usman gets the transition, and he is in full mount on top of GSP. GSP tucks in his knees and pushes Usman right off, and they're back on their feet, and they are boxing. Again, a lot to commentate about this fight. A lot more action and a lot more movement. So these fighters are not here to mess around. So again, they take a couple steps back, but they are right back in. They are definitely landing a 1-2 combo at the very least. GSP hitting Usman with a roundhouse kick to the head with nothing answered. Again, trying to go back for a kick, but it is blocked. GSP doing very well covering that up. GSP attempting for a takedown twice in a row just now, and both unsuccessful. Usman definitely knows how to keep his distance now, because he knows he's going to try to go for a takedown. Both men are keeping a fairly large gap where they can't touch each other necessarily. Their reach is not in a dangerous position right now. Oh, GSP going for a crane kick, lands it right on Usman's chin. GSP going for a double leg takedown, pushes Usman against the fence and gets that double takedown. Again, GSP is definitely being the stronger man in this, and definitely controlling his. Oh, and he's going for a body triangle, not a body triangle, but he's going for a triangle lock, and it does look promising, but again, both fighters very conditioned, very experienced. It will end up in an escape, but it's always after the failed attempt is what makes you realize what these fighters really have left in their tank. Again, battering each other up, tenderizing, gaining those points. Usman getting his arm trapped by GSP, but making the use of that position to get a guard in. GSP declining that, and both fighters are back on their feet. Oh, so we have one of the corners getting jab. Usman trips GSP down to the ground. GSP tripping Usman just to get back up. That was amazing in itself. So we have Usman and GSP going back and forth again. They are very equally. I'm so surprised how equally matched this fight is, because it's definitely giving one fighter the run for their money. Again, a fantasy match that we wish we could actually see in the octagon, but this is the second best thing that we got going on right now. Again, practically matched in boxing skills. Definitely the energy and the trade-off. Usman going for another takedown. He attempted the first one, was missed. Second one was projected, and GSP was able to block it, flip from the cage, and judo toss Usman once again. Going into that full mount, giving him that advantage. Again, if we did have a judo and a wrestling judge on top of the card right now, oh, I think GSP is cut open above his left eye. We did see a little spatter of blood. We do see some blood on top of Usman as well too, but just that last hit that just landed, it did have a little bit of spurt of blood. GSP on top of north-south position. GSP has him on his back, trying to reach for an arm, getting that hook, single hook, double hook in. 30 seconds, GSP. If you do want to end this fight, you can definitely... Okay, so GSP definitely flipped him over to get a half mount back into guard. Going to the side mount on the right side. Definitely needs to make work in these last 10 seconds. Usman is confirmed to be cut on above his right eye. And these guys are just going to end the round just duking it out. Very impressive second round. Gosh, going straight into the third round. These guys are beasts. Usman going for trying to slip another jab. Misses. GSP starts off the fight with a kick to the body. Usman is being blocked so far. How will he answer? Trying to fake a shoot for the takedown. Both men, Usman just hit with a jab, back into the clinch. Both men throwing punches. Usman shooting for a double leg takedown, decline. GSP pushing back Usman to the fence and going for a double takedown, giving GSP another one for the books. Very, very impressive. You don't see Usman this much on his back. So having GSP putting him in his pace definitely can be discouraging. But again, GSP can really control this fight if he keeps up this game plan. Usman really needs to adjust and really needs to turn the tide at this point because it is the third round and the points are not in his favor. Having them beat each other up is definitely going to be one for the books. So both men are back up. Usman leaning in for that uppercut and getting it. Trying to reach in for a clinch at the same time too. But again, if Usman plays it very smart, he can change the tides on the stand-up game. Usman shooting for a single leg, pushing GSP to the fence. GSP recalculating it, turning Usman against the fence, and another judo toss takedown. Another hip toss. That is ridiculous. I've never thought that Usman would be thrown so many times in a single fight. And it's horror to see that hasn't learned from the mistakes of putting himself in that compromising position. Now, having this end in a submission game is another story. GSP has been going for the attempts, but the stamina of both of these fighters are so very strong and prominent that I don't think GSP knows that going for a submission probably isn't the best route right now. But he definitely has Usman when he puts him in these compromising positions, and he does work being in the top position. GSP going for full mount. Again, he is postured up and swinging away at Usman. Usman recalculating, turning to his back. GSP mounted in, going behind the neck, but he definitely has those double hooks in, putting Usman in a very compromising spot, switching over to a side mount, switching to a side control, and they're just beating each other up at this point. We got 2 minutes on the clock, and Usman really needs to come in with a game changer. Right now, GSP is owning him on the ground. He is not able to respond in a strong... Again, Usman trying to go for that submission attempt, but definitely cannot save him at this point. He definitely needs to stand this up. Taking his back, which is good. It's progression. So GSP just pulling over his shoulder and just giving Usman a little punch to the face. Usman switching over onto full mount on GSP, but definitely have to calculate how to play smart and how to stay on top, on the top half of his body, to redeem himself and gain his power and position in this fight to win it. Again, these fighters, I don't think, at this point, these fighters are not thinking about who they'll be fighting after this. Both of them are battered and beat up to this point. They are taking a long break to analyze what happened. GSP going in for a knee to the gut and a shot to the side of the ribs to Usman, landing it. Again, Usman trying to save it by getting into a clinch, but Usman just slips right back out. Usman going for that right overhand, trying to really put an exclamation point on this, but not getting it. Got GSP in a single leg, almost got him. GSP recovering, getting Usman in a compromising position, landing some hits, trapping that arm. Oh man, GSP might be going for another takedown just to put another cherry on the top of this throwdown party. A dirty clinch. Usman got a little punches in there. GSP going for that single leg. Will he get it? Will Usman learn from this? Usman switching the position, putting GSP against the fence instead, and judo tossing GSP for himself, damaging GSP for the first time in the match. GSP using the cage to his advantage, possibly flipping him over. Usman declining that real quick and putting him on top, which I'm not sure could change the game, but in these last 10 seconds, we might have to leave it to the judges. Nobody in a very dangerous spot right now, but we have had a fight, and I'm glad we got to experience this in this tournament. Let's see a couple highlights, and then let's leave it to the judges. So we got that dirty clinch, throwing those elbows, shots to the head. Then we got GSP hitting that body shot with that kick. Very nice. And then lastly, we got GSP again with that body kick, landing nice and flat. You know this fight was going to go to GSP. GSP won this one by decision. Moving on in the bracket of the tournament. I hope you guys are excited as I was watching this fight and even calling it. But dang, that was wild. And I am genuinely excited about that. I just want to keep it cordial as possible, not to be biased, and very formal at the same time too, because I definitely I just try to be there for everybody. I want to properly call this fight. So this fight will be a gauntlet right now. Heavy hitters, Francis Ngannou versus the legend Cain Velasquez in the last part of this bracket. Moving on, whoever will be fighting one of these, the winner or the successor of this match, will be in trouble. We already know that it will be, who was it? I already forgot. Adesanya fought Silva. Silva will be fighting one of these guys, which is scary. It's a scary thought to think. Alright. Cain Velasquez. Pretty ruthless. Both of these ruthless fighters, different origins, but they are ready to throw down. So we're going to see definitely heavier hit in this fight. Going to be a little bit more slow paced, but the power will be there. Ngannou got struck just by a jab or a straight. Getting to a clinch, playing dirty. Cain dropping those knees, almost hitting that elbow on the way out. But dang, do we have a fight. Right, so we got Ngannou trying to Ngannou has the height of it. Oh, and he's rocked. Oh, Ngannou's rocked. Cain is on top, working the body, being very smart not to prematurely dive in for the finisher, as he would. But again, we're dealing with Hall of Fame legend Cain Velasquez, or soon to be Hall of Fame. I'm not too sure. Somebody might have to fact check me on that. But Cain Velasquez playing it definitely smart against a guy like Ngannou. This is probably one of his harder fights he would ever have to fight in his life. Ooh, that was a nasty exchange. Ooh, Ngannou got rocked by a spinning back fist. Cain Velasquez not holding back this time. Francis regaining his composure, but putting himself in a very compromising position. Cain just mounting his back and giving Francis a fight, flattening him out. I think Cain might have Ngannou out at this point. Ngannou regaining his composure. Still Cain on his back, almost grabbing the neck of Ngannou, going for a submission. Not sure how this might end. Having the heavyweights go into submission is definitely something else. He's rolling him over, and it might be kind of nasty, but Ngannou was able to escape and put himself into a guard. Ngannou going for that side bump. Again, I feel like these punches mean nothing to him, and he has the upper hand. Ngannou is smart enough to stand up and let Cain stand up at the same time too. Ooh, Cain Velasquez scouted that hook and shot for the takedown and got it. I don't think Francis is also comfortable being on his back, so this is definitely a different territory for him. Cain Velasquez is very versatile, very dangerous. Don't let his size fool you. he definitely knows what he's doing, and he definitely knows where the soft points are when he does find them. Francis definitely trying to just scout that jab and that straight right now, but I think Velasquez is doing a very dangerous job. He tried going for that single leg takedown. Francis was able to gain his balance and reject that. Now Francis is getting a little bit more dialed in, gonna try to go for that power shot on Cain Velasquez, but he definitely needs to be careful because it seems like Cain has the advantage when he steps in and he leans in too close to Francis where he can no longer maneuver himself. Oh, Cain slipping past, taking Francis back and suplexing him to the ground. That, I don't think Ngannou has ever gotten a takedown like that before. So having this situation for Francis, this might be a Cinderella story that he's never thought he had to fight so hard for. Francis doing a beautiful job reversing that, getting that mount right on top of Cain Velasquez, now having that side control, possibly going for a Kimura. I've never seen him go for a submission before, and Cain might have to give into this. I see a chain. Oh, that was very suspenseful. It's hot. Like the suspense is definitely, like, I have a fan blowing on me right now, but I am starting to build up a sweat. Cain in a compromising position, being with Francis right on top of him on the side mount, back into the guard. Francis is wasting no time putting in some work to get those punches in. Cain trapping that arm, grabbing Francis's back, switching over those arms. Will Cain get the upper advantage? He will get that full mount, holding Cain down so he doesn't posture up. Cain reversing that. Cain going for the side mount, get a little ground and pound in, a little punch right here and there. Oh man, his stamina is definitely drained drastically in that takedown. But both fighters are back up in a clinch. Cain taking a look at that clock, being very smart that there is 25 seconds left. Ooh, Francis landing a nice knee to the body in that weird clinch. Cain trying to go for that money shot. He's definitely guarding his body. He's definitely hurt somewhere. Ooh, again, Cain rocking Francis a little bit with that straight. I think these fighters are just going to duke it out for the first round. But dang, did we have an eventful first round for these guys. Alright. So, both of these guys, again, Francis starting off with a nice jab. Cain, another jab, almost getting that right in, but stepping away just in time. Cain, again, scouting at this point. He's taking a couple hits. I really think he needs to go back to that game plan that he had in the first round. Oh, but a nice step into the abdomen to Francis. Francis hitting that powerful kick to get some distance from Cain. Oh, Cain rocked him with that overhand punch, but will he capitalize? Cain's getting for that jab, another jab, blocking, going for a single leg takedown of Francis. He gets it on the side mount. Cain is going for a full mount right now. If he postures up and starts swinging away, this could be the end of the fight. So Francis definitely is still conscious, and he knows that he is in a bad position. So with Cain working that side mount and working that body, this is definitely getting him that points that he gets from that takedown. Both fighters are back up on their feet. Francis comes in with an uppercut and then answers right back with Cain hitting with a jab. Hit a little clinch. Francis hits him back with another body shot. Blocked a kick from Francis. Again, Francis is definitely making smart of the body shots that he's been receiving and trying to give them back right to Cain Velasquez. These fighters are close by right now. Cain gets that clinch, goes for the double leg takedown. He gets it. Man, again, Francis on his back. I'm pretty sure he's kind of getting frustrated at this point that he's been taken down so many times from a guy especially smaller than him. And that's where MMA has that beauty, where no matter what size you are, if you can find a weak point, he will definitely go for it. Again, Cain going for a Kimura attempt. Again, early in the round, but there is a lot of stamina for both fighters. So, as we know, the escape is inevitable. Oh, Cain putting himself in the ground and pound position, giving Francis some punches, rocking him just a little bit. Francis worming himself out, just exposing his back to Cain. Cain taking advantage and flipping Francis back on his back to go to the side mount. Getting to that side mount. Trying Got that side control for a quick second. Back to that side mount. Francis gets right back up. And both fighters are back on their feet. Cain Velasquez shooting for a takedown, but definitely falls back on it. Cain just timing his jabs, getting it. Same thing, and we're giving it right back to Velasquez. Oh, man. Again, these are rock and sock rolls, but these fists hit hard. Again, I will feel bad for Silva that will be having to fight one of these guys right after, because this will be one of these punch from one of these guys will definitely knock you out. Francis hitting that body. Cain answering back with a punch, going for a spinning back fist attempt, gets blocked. Both fighters just out of reach out of each other from hitting something very, very strong. They're definitely scouting each other's hits, which is very, very good. Cain going for a single leg takedown, giving it, but falling right into Francis's guillotine choke. That was a very, very ballsy takedown, and Francis definitely scouted that because he gave Cain a taste of his own medicine by giving him a guillotine choke straight into that takedown. Very, very dangerous and very, very smart on both fighters to very scout that and avoid the end of the fight. Cain grabbing onto Francis, trying to get that back, but Francis learns to rotate his body and put himself back into guard. Cain with that side control, trying to go for the Kimura on the other side this time. I'm not sure if he's gonna get this. He's not gonna get this Kimura. We got 1 minute left. I don't know if this fight will end in a submission. It would be amazing to see the heavyweight division end on a submission. Again, Cain in that very grounded proposition, landing just one nice blow to the face and then going back to side control, going to north-south position. Francis still on his back, and I don't think he really likes being in this position because, again, he's never been in such a weird spot where he has to hit a body from this angle, as opposed to Cain being in a more natural position where he can hit a body with ease. Both fighters stand right back up. Cain landing a straight punch to Ngannou, right into a clinch, and right back out. Oh, spinning back fist lands, and then Ngannou is down, but right back up. Cain Velasquez hits it overhand, but not enough power to knock down Francis. Cain goes for a leg kick, throwing off the pattern for Francis. Now we got Cain trying to basically do a clinic in the last 3 seconds of that round. Now, the third and final round for these Goliaths. Again, Ngannou starts the round with a nice jab to the face, waking up Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez going for a body kick and lands. Blocked the body punch from Ngannou and just grazed the cheek of Ngannou with that jab. Again, in that dirty clinch, got a little punch. Ngannou got a little punch from there. Go for the body shot, but it is blocked by Cain. Cain is definitely scouting these at this point. Going for a single leg takedown, ends up being a double leg takedown, and Cain is on top. Both men definitely trying to get those points in this last round, just trying to beat each other up on top of these mounts. But Cain is being smart, trying to transition. Francis sees that, and he denies it and just stands both of them up. Both fighters are back up. Cain in the middle of the ring. Francis is back against the fence. They are moving around. Position is compromised. They are both in the middle of the ring. Let's see what happens. They are duking it out. Oh, I think Ngannou was rocked from that one hit from Cain. Will he capitalize? I think both of these fighters are definitely at a point at this fight where they don't want to push too much because they do realize they have to fight one more guy right after this. Oh, man. So Cain landing in those body punches. Again, we've seen Ngannou take body punches like nothing. But after 3 rounds, or after 2 full rounds, especially with somebody that's been throwing you, tossing you around, and putting you on your back, that could be very discouraging. That could be very detrimental. Especially not to mention the fight that's happening after this. Alright, so both fighters again just standing and banging right now. Cain going in for a clinch. Ngannou gives him, answers back with a hook to the side of the head for Cain. Francis going for a crane kick, but ends up hitting a knee to his chin. Francis definitely using his reach to his advantage at this point. Cain really needs to either watch his distance or needs to get tight enough where Francis can no longer hit those combos. It feels like we're in Francis's distance, but he's not taking advantage at this point where Cain is definitely trying to step back. Ooh. Cain going for a single leg takedown. He gets it into side control. and he's going for a Kimura lock. Very, very ballsy decision to go for a submission at this hour, especially when you've been taking hits. So the escape is inevitable, but we're back into the side control. Kane and Francis taking breathers at this point. Kane locking in, getting a couple punches in. Francis doesn't like that. Move to the side mount. Kane postured up in side mount, definitely trying to get some tenderizing on that ground and pound. He's got Francis, got a little punches in there, got a full mount. If Kane postures up, oh, Nagano didn't like that. He stood them both back up. Both men are both standing up inside the octagon, trying to figure out the game plan. Kane was holding his side for a little bit. Very concerning, because it didn't seem like he's taking a lot of damage. There is a little bit of bruising there, but nothing really concerning at this point in the fight. Kane going for a leg kick, possibly could have injured Nagano. Went for a little clinch. Again, Kane going for that single leg takedown and getting it. Again, if this is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling match, Kane definitely has the upper hand right now. Again, but with that surprise factor of these guys being heavyweights, Francis could change the tide with one nice overhand or a powerful kick or spinning back fist to end the fight. We have a minute and a half left, and at this point, it could go either way. So with another clinch, Francis blocks it. Almost had Kane in a very promising position for a knockout, but didn't take advantage of that. And I really think that these fighters are gassed to a certain degree, even though their staminas are fairly used. Oh, Kane is rocked. Oh, and he's getting hits landed to him. Kane, out of desperation, is going for a double leg takedown. Francis blocks it, puts Kane in a very compromising position, but Kane is able to restore himself and bounce back from that. Very, again, like we said, Kane definitely has the points right now, but with the strength and power of Francis, this fight could end in a matter of seconds. Kane again going for the takedowns, and these are no longer working at this point. So Kane definitely needs to change his game, possibly go for a get close enough and dodge the attacks, or chop at the legs. But oh, Kane is rocked with a kick to the head. Oh, and he scouts it and blocks that second kick from a possible knockdown. Kane tripping Nagano back on his back, blocking him with an overhand punch. Kane is no longer messing around. He has him in mount, and he's swinging. They just need to last 10 more seconds, and this will go to decision. But this was a very lively last 30 seconds of this match. Both men giving it their all to move up in this bracket. Again, it looked like Cain Velasquez was going to go for another Kimura attempt, but again, with no luck to it. Let's take a look at these couple of highlights, and let's move on to the tournament. Oh, Nagano with that knee to the body, and then, oh, right before the spinning back fist, Kane hitting with that right overhand that was definitely hitting Francis. And that kick to the head in that last round definitely was rocking Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez moving up respectfully after that fight. Again, the judo tosses, the ground control, the top control that he had in that fight put him into the decision that he was. So let's just take a step back real quick. We're gonna take a quick break, just a short intermission, but the fact that we have OG legends overthrowing champs and, you know, quote-unquote American gangsters into this Battle and Rattled semifinals, it's a crazy thought that I don't know if they're stacked or not, but I feel like it is fair that we gave them a competitive advantage with the perks and these fighters with the adaptive mindsets that they have, that the original fighters that have surpassed and moved forward in the brackets definitely puts them in a higher position, in a higher podium than current champions. So I'm going to put it on a short intermission. Grab yourself a drink, skip if you want. I'm just going to take a quick minute to a quick bathroom break, quick sip, and catch up on some social media real quick. But we're going to be right back into this tournament. All right, and we are back to finish off. Well, we'll get to the semifinals and to the finishing of this Battle and Rattle tournament. Thank you for joining me and watching these amazing fights happen, these fantasy fights, and seeing the upsets and respectful wins of all these fighters participating in this. So this is the first time I've been doing a fight, especially on UFC 4, but this is overall a tournament where you're gonna be fighting with the continued stats that you've had from the very first and second rounds to be right. So right now we have the Ferguson versus George St. Pierre fight, and honestly I don't think these fighters ever fought each other. So I think these fighters had the same coach at one point, but they've never fought against each other. So this will be a pretty interesting fight. We got Herb Dean in the ring, Tony Ferguson in the red, GSP in the blue. This will be a monumental fight right here. So keep in mind on their stats. The stats are not too bad. Again, George St. Pierre did a lot of work in his first fight, so he's had a little bit of damage to his head. Look, it's his head health, and his stamina is taking a little bit of hits too. Tony's hitting him with some pretty effective strikes right now. With George not having that reach advantage, he's gonna be forced to go to the ground. Tony scouting that and rejecting George from getting that takedown. So George actually might be in trouble right now. I don't want to pick sides right now because it might be a little bit too biased to know what both of these fighters have been through. But I want George to win this, but he will have to strategically win this one. Tony is a beast in his own kind, that honestly he can take anything and any submission that George will be giving to him. So George giving that double leg takedown and going straight into side control, very, very dominant in it. So I don't know if Tony is able to get some jiu-jitsu out of this and try to roll out. The submission game is a possibility at this point, but it can be very exhausting. You can see it's draining Ferguson just enough that if it were to go to ground and pound right after a submission, it could be trouble. George definitely making use of getting this close and causing some damage to Tony. Tony possibly going for submission right now, going for that triangle choke. There is an escape attempt happening. George is scouting it. And back into guard. Tony going back into that rubber guard, damaging George right now. Oh, very compromising. George really needs to get in. There you go. Needs to posture up, possibly getting to that side mount. Oh, Tony got his back. Will Tony be able to flip it over and get that full mount? He will. Tony can posture up. George in a very compromising position, giving him his back. What will Tony do? Tony got him on the side mount, going for the side control, beating up George right now. George has been taking a lot of shots to the head from his last fight, so this could be pretty nasty. So going from a side control to full mount, Tony goes back into side control, but definitely making work to the body while he's doing it, so his time is not wasted. Tony going from side control for a side saddle, I believe. Can't go for a triangle. What George's back is on the ground. Go for that escape. Very promising, but I think George might escape this one with ease. George flipping the script, putting himself in the side saddle on top, on the side control, on the side mount. Almost went for a Kimura attempt, but definitely battering up Tony, giving a taste of his medicine. Yep, definitely battering him up. GSP stagnant at this point, but Tony definitely making work, being on his back in this position especially. North-south position. GSP stands up. Will he let Tony stand up? Tony is back up. GSP trying to go for a cheap shot, Superman punch. Both men calibrating, getting to a dirty clinch, glitching out just for a quick second. Oh, GSP trying to go for a takedown. So Tony does have that scouted, so he better keep an eye out that it is possible that GSP might shoot for another takedown very shortly. 35 seconds on the clock. Both fighters definitely putting in work this first round. Definitely trying to get a better calibration, but just not quite. Back into that clinch, getting those punches in. Tony had GSP in a funky little clinch there. GSP going for some kicks, but nothing is quite connecting. He needs to get a little bit closer to make his shots count, because he's gonna gas himself out, and he already has the lower hand inside the stamina game. Shooting for a double leg takedown, he gets it straight into the side mount, but not enough in the round to do damage. Jumping into the second round, both fighters cordially fist touch gloves, but they are right into the punching and kicking that they do. Tony going for both sides of the body, kicking, roundhouse kick to the body, to the right, to the left, and George unanswered. George taking these kicks, and he's getting beat up pretty badly. Tony is like a star right now, fighting as if this is his first fight of the night. Tony's slipping a lot of punches from GSP. GSP is not looking too hot right now. I don't think he's, again, if they went to the same coach, Tony and these guys that's programmed these guys, definitely done their homework, because this seems like a bad day for GSP right now. GSP going for a takedown, Tony scouting it, and then putting GSP in that funky clinch again. Tony just landing another punch, having GSP's back against the fence, kicking and pushing him to his heart's content. GSP trying to fight back with a 1-2 combo, but not quite, trying to just space him away from the fence just so he's not cornered. GSP back in the middle of the octagon, trying to shoot the Superman punch, goes for a double leg takedown, gets rejected from Tony, and he is out of options at this point. He needs to start scouting those punches, catching those leg kicks, and start causing some real damage to Tony. So Tony is just making advantage of his height, making advantage of his reach, and definitely landing punches and damage to GSP. Got a little miss and slipped a little bit by GSP, but definitely landing those head-to-body combinations. So Tony's bouncing left and right and definitely making his punches count. Got in the clinch by GSP. GSP hitting those Muay Thai kicks to the knees, to the body, going for a double leg takedown and getting it. GSP making headway in this position in this part of the round. 3 minutes in on a side mount, or side control, going from a side mount, getting pushed back into regular mount, and posturing up on Tony, trying to get a punch in, but Tony pulls him right in, tries to get another couple punches to GSP. GSP moving from mount, side guard to full mount in great time, actually. Tony in a little bit of trouble, but definitely could survive through this if he just makes a lot of movement, and just enough to get GSP not being able to land too much punches on him. But GSP definitely is taking advantage of this position, punching Tony, getting those points in, and possibly going for a triangle choke, actually. Somebody just shouted armbar, which is random, but we do have a submission attempt coming out here. It is more likely to be escaped, but GSP definitely is making headway and trying to rack himself up back in the points game. GSP putting himself in a compromising position where Tony's going to get him into a triangle or rubber guard of some kind, but GSP seems like he's able to escape. Nothing too worrisome. but it's what happens after GSP gets out of this position to really make it count. So GSP just needs to posture up real quick or get out. Oh, Tony totally flipping and reversing the position, so he's in full mount, mounting GSP, going for some ground and pound right now. GSP turning over. Tony got his back, trying to go for a choke. GSP doesn't let that happen. GSP grabs the foot, tries to reverse himself, puts GSP back on himself on his back. GSP stands right back up. Both fighters back on their feet, and now we try to figure out what happens in this last minute of the second round. Tony hitting some combinations, but getting answered with a leg kick and a shot to the body. There's blood on both of these fighters right now. Mainly, I think it's GSP's blood on top of Tony. Tony going for a flying knee. GSP trying to go for a double leg takedown. Tony knocking GSP on his feet, possibly rocking him. GSP seems to be a little bit of phase, trying to go for a Hail Mary Superman punch, but getting just rocked left and right. Tony trying to go for a spinning back fist. GSP knocking, squatting down and hitting him with a nice body shot. Tony going for a leg kick. GSP answers back with a couple of punches. These guys are warriors. Tony with a spinning back fist. GSP trying to shoot for another takedown. Unsuccessfully. Tries to shoot for another takedown. Gets punched in the face. And kicks it away from Tony. Tony hitting that 1-2 combo and making it feel like that hit back from GSP was nothing. And we are in the third round. GSP going for a Hail Mary kick, and Tony coming back with a spinning back fist that lands. GSP is giving it all. Stamina drained out and possibly getting rocked at this point. Right early into the third round. Tony, will he be able to finish the fight? Again, GSP is slightly rocked right now, but quickly regains his composure. Tony just needs to hit him with a nice combo and a power hit, and this fight is over. GSP needs to come out with the miracle in order to come on top at this point. He is hitting some combos, but I'm not too sure if he's going for a single leg takedown. But if he's not he doesn't have a ground and pound mentality going on right now, we might be in trouble. GSP moving side mount, going for a triangle. He's going to go for a submission. Very, very ballsy. Very, very ballsy. So the escape is making lead right now. GSP I think he's using this time to just take a break and try to figure out a different game plan. But right now, none of them are taking shots right now. So it does give each fighter some time to recollect themselves and really try to figure out how to finish this fight with an exclamation point. GSP on full mount, gaining his composure, postured up and punching Tony to get a little bit of give on the scale of a fight. Tony going for that rubber guard, going for that triangle possibly. Right now he's in a rubber guard and he's damaged GSP in this before, so GSP should know better to break this lock, posture up, and give Tony a piece of his medicine. But it seems like GSP is kind of just holding Tony at this point. They are hitting each other. Tony's making some leeway, working on his back, but GSP definitely is not making the most of this position. Tony going for another triangle, has him in the rubber guard right now. Could possibly choke him in the triangle lock. Tony just needs to bring that leg down, tuck it right behind his right kneecap, and just squeeze down, and this fight is over. Tony is flipping over the situation, trying to put it into an armbar, but GSP slips right out and goes into side control. Tony gets a little hit, a little strike from GSP, but definitely makes a couple hits just to readjust, make the best of his situation. GSP trying to go for a triangle from up top. Oh man, this is really, really hard to do right now. GSP is definitely going for the gusto on this one. Definitely trying to change the tide, but it doesn't look like it's going to work in his favor. Tony just trying to figure out how to get off of his back. GSP grabbing his arm, pushing him right back. Got him in a saddle position, side saddle position. GSP is definitely trying to whack Tony out of conscious, but it's just not enough energy and not enough power. So GSP mounts, putting his knee on top of Tony's gut and tries to land one punch, but Tony shakes right out of it, giving GSP his back, but switching it over and grabbing onto GSP's back. He just needs to get those hooks in, or they actually switch over. GSP gives him the guard, Tony moves him to side mount. Tries to put him inside the ground and pound position. GSP getting hit a couple times, let some blood splatter. Got into some side control. And now Tony is working his way, but just can't quite put GSP in that really tough position. Looks like GSP's trying to go for a submission right now, but Tony has him in the side saddle. Oh, Tony is rejecting that real quick. He's actually going to try to go for on the plata, or maybe a gogo plata, controlling that wrist. But GSP is highly superior in that position and was able to reverse it, get on top of Tony in the side control. GSP controlling this last minute of the fight, but he really needs to cinch down and find a submission that will definitely get Tony to tap out. So it looks like we do have a pretty decent fight for a submission, but Tony might be able to survive. We know how tough El Cucuy can be during submissions. Tony totally reversing that submission attempt to get that side saddle position and do some ground and pound on top of GSP, getting those hits in, getting that blood pouring out of his skull. Got 30 seconds left on the clock, and both fighters are definitely giving their all right now. Keep in mind, they do have to fight one last person, and that's going to be between Silva and Cain Velasquez. So that's going to be a scary fight in itself. GSP getting some punches in, Tony getting those jabs in. 10 seconds left in this fight, and we will see which fighter will move on from this. Oh, one more takedown for the points. GSP doesn't get that single leg takedown for points. We'll take a look at the highlights and let's see what the judges have decided. First highlight is going to be Tony getting that straight kick to the body. Second highlight, we do have Tony hitting that nice uppercut on top of GSP after he's been battered and bruised in this fight. Alright, and it looks like Tony will be moving on to the final round. He'll be either fighting Cain Velasquez or Anderson Silva. So I'm gonna take a quick minute, take another intermission before we get to this fight. But dang, again, crazy fights. We know that George did not really foresee that he was going to be fighting 2 more fights after this. Again, this is probably a new format for these fighters, so reserving that gas tank only after a 3-round fight is very crucial. But I'm gonna take a quick intermission. I gotta just do some things in another room. I'll come right back. Easy day. Alright, finishing off this semi-final round, we got Anderson Silva against Cain Velasquez. Again, winner will be fighting Tony Ferguson for the champion of the Battle and Rattle tournament. Thank you again for tuning in. If you are tuning in this in the near future, I hope you guys are excited just as I am watching these fights. But enough of me talking about this. Let's get to the action and hear my mediocre commentary. Got Dan Mergliato officiating this fight. We got the Spider Silva. We got Cain Velasquez. And these guys are beat up and they're ready to scrap. Look at that. Silva very, very worn out from that one fight with Adesanya. Oh man, Silva's in danger. I love the head movement though. It is very Silva, like it's very vintage Silva to be moving those making move head movements like that. But yes, look at that. This powerhouse is nothing different. I wouldn't be surprised if Cain were to slam him real quick and just knock him out. Oh, but Silva definitely making use of pushing Cain against the fence like that. The crane kick that was set up for that possibly could have landed, if anything, too. Definitely wanted to feint it just to scout, but this is totally different right now. This is totally a David of Goliath of its own. So I don't think Silva has dealt with somebody this big in this position, but he's definitely doing a really great job trying to get that triangle choke. If he's able to really change the tide with a submission. Oh, back into an armbar. Oh man, that was a pretty scary first attempt on that. Oh, but if Cain can definitely get this Kimura in, it could be over. I mean, the size difference on these two gentlemen, I think Cain definitely has the upper hand, no pun intended, to snap Anderson's arm right now. Switching over into an armbar, but both men matching each other's energy in the beginning of this fight. Trying to go for submissions and switch over to a secondary submission is a very, very tricky set. Oh no, Silva going for a ground and pound position on top of Cain Velasquez, putting him in a compromising position on his back. Silva going back into the side mount. Will he be able to get side control? Oh, giving him his back. Cain grabbing his back. Will Cain be able to switch over and get full mount over Silva? And he does. So Cain is in full mount. That is the scariest position you ever want to see this guy, because he is ready to unload bombs. So with Cain that was recently just inside the side control, gets bumped all the way back to guard, back into side control. So again, doing the necessary movements to put himself into a stronger position. Anderson doing his very best, but Cain is in full mount and he's unloading right now. If Silva plays smart enough with his octagon experience, he can try to slip away on top of this one. But with a guy the size of Cain Velasquez, it can definitely be very, very intimidating, very, very worrisome, especially in a first round like this. This is technically everybody's fourth round, so very, very scary. Having a beat up Cain Velasquez and fired up Cain Velasquez with a beat up and fired up Silva, excuse me. With that side saddle, Cain is definitely trying to go for a submission. Look at that submission bar. It is definitely struggling right now. If this chain moves up, we could see some trouble for Silva right now. Will the chain pop up? Will the chain pop up? Ooh, and he is out. Again, very close. So Silva reverses and gets him inside that side saddle position, putting into that side control, taking a quick breather right now. Silva definitely is in a little bit of trouble right now with the stamina disadvantage, but definitely trying to make use. Going for a triangle submission right now. Smart, because Velasquez is at a downfall right now for his stamina. But if having a guy like Silva on top of you that's a different weight class than you, and keep in mind a lighter weight class than you, it can be very, very discouraging to have a guy like that. But you do have that little bit of oomph, a little bit more power to kind of get yourself out of it. But these guys are beating each other up while Anderson Silva is in the side control position. So Kane really needs to stand this up, or really needs to play it smart. Silva stands up, he lets Kane stand up. These both men are both at it, both going for the same kick. Silva going for a single leg takedown, but Silva dropping right, pulls guard and right into a guillotine choke. Kane putting himself in a very compromising position, but escaping with the size of what he's going, impressively flipping out of it and putting himself in a north-south position over Silva. Silva flipping over, giving him his back, but also pulling him into a side mount. So Silva trying to escape, but in reality it is pretty tricky to go against somebody that's twice your size. So Cain Velasquez is in a top mount, but was able to get some ground and pound in before the end of the round. So doubling into the second round, who knows what might happen, but that is the excitement and the thrill of it all. Anderson doing a boxing clinic on top of Cain Velasquez right now. Cain Velasquez trying to get into a dirty boxing clinch. Silva is the one that is the successor of that exchange. Cain going for a body leg kick and a single leg takedown. Anderson gives it to him. And on a side mount, switches over back to guard. Cain definitely trying to make way and try to posture up in this position. Silva definitely trying to be smart, trying to grab Cain's neck around it, but Silva is definitely in danger. Stamina is very much on the line. Cain making headway, trying to transition over, nicely getting into that side control, to that side saddle, to that north-south position, excuse me, to get Silva's back. Adds a little punch, but both fighters are back on their feet. Now the crazy thing that's happening right now is that Cain might be hitting his gas tank right now. Now this is where the tank versus sniper mentality starts coming in. Cain is definitely starting to hit a gas moment. And this is where the accuracy and the pinpoint accuracy of Silva comes in handy. But this is where the weight game might change the tide, because Silva definitely has to strategically pinpoint the soft spots that Velasquez has been kind of going throughout this tournament. With having the submission being a factor and having Silva with the lower stamina, it could possibly change tide of Velasquez possibly submitting Silva in this fight, which is a crazy thought to even think of. And vice versa as well too. But this is definitely not an easy fight for Silva. Taking another jab from Velasquez. Velasquez gets that dirty boxing clinch. He changed just a little bit. Cain looking for that strong lead overhead and trying to get that money shot. But with the slipping and quickness and blocking the octagon spot, boxing smartness of Silva, he's able to block and protect himself at all times during that exchange. Silva knocking in those combinations, nice 1-2 combo, and with the knee to finish up that third hit. Both men are putting it on the line. Cain Velasquez going for the double leg, pushes Silva against the fence and taking him down completely. Silva climbing on top of Cain Velasquez as his respectful name as the Spider, and pushes him off and gets both of them standing back on their feet. So both fighters making it halfway through this fight and halfway through the tournament, in fact, to go for the finals and to respectfully win this tournament. But both men are definitely going for the gusto. Both men are beat up. Both men are tired. At this point, Cain is using his body and his weight to his advantage for these takedowns, and now he's putting himself in a ground and pound position, putting Silva in a very dangerous spot. Silva turns over, exposing his back, putting Cain back into guard just like that, and going for a submission possibly on Cain. Cain definitely is the bigger man, and he needs to be careful because the long ligaments or the long legs of Silva, the Spider, will definitely trap you and you will become his prey. Silva going to transition into an armbar, does get escaped, but very, very triumphant attempt to get a tap out of Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez returning the favor, trying to get into that triangle submission on top of Silva after that armbar attempt that just happened. crazy, crazy back and forth battle of a submission game for two gentlemen in different weight classes right now. Again, Silva flips it right over, goes on top and puts Kane back on his back, getting a little ground and pound and trying to get that north-south position. Kane flipping over, exposing his back. Definitely Silva making use of hitting that body. Kane grabbing that leg, scooping it in and getting on top and to that side control. Beautiful work for both fighters in this match. 20 seconds left on the clock. Both fighters making use of this fight and making it count and surviving this long. Both of these guys trying their very best. 10 seconds left in the match for this round at least. Kane definitely trying to finish it off with some points, trying to get that body shots. Both stand up and both men not quite getting that last shot. But this is the final round for the semifinals. Winner will fight Tony Ferguson for the respectable winner of the Battle and Rattle tournament. Both men jabbing, keeping it on the ground right now. Dirty boxing, got some clinches in, got some Muay Thai kicks in. Somebody's gonna get tossed. Cain Velasquez tosses Silva like a rag doll with that hip toss. Beautiful judo. Cain Velasquez making work, slowly transitioning, landing punches. Silva doing his absolute very best, trying not to get totally dominated on his back. It's crazy to see this happening right now. Just brutalized and tenderized from Anderson Silva, from Cain Velasquez right on top of you, just gnawing away and chipping away right on you helplessly. And Cain Velasquez going for a Kimura, in fact, right after all that. Turns this thing over to an armbar, but again, a failed attempt. Scouted by the Spider, squiggles right out, right into guard, so Anderson on top and Silva on his back. It is crazy to see that with the stamina that he was given in the beginning of the match, and he's surviving 3 rounds with Cain Velasquez. Cain again on top, but in full mount this time, getting full mount, postured up, swinging at this time. Anderson just needs to survive at this point, just to make a name for himself. I mean, he's already a big name. He really does not need to be in this tournament. But the fact that he's made it this far and he has to fight this Goliath of a fight that just fought somebody else in this tournament, Cain just grabs and bare tackles Silva to another takedown. Transitions right into a north-south position, battering up. Anderson is in the ribs. His body is taking damage. Anderson does not like that. Can't get up quite up, so he's just going to switch over to his back, give Cain his back, but Cain is taking that side control and just battering away. Again, exposing his back, getting right back up. Both fighters back on their feet. Now Anderson has to survive. He has to survive at this point, because if there is oh man, he's rocked. Anderson is rocked. He needs to survive. He needs to keep his distance and stay away from any powerhouse moves. Cain hits a second spinning back fist attempt and lands that second one, but he really needs to stay away, because if Anderson doesn't want to see himself get knocked out tonight, he really needs to play smart. Hitting with that clinch is a very smart technique. If he hits a knee right now, these clinches will save him, and keeping his distance will save him. But these punches are the strongest hits he's ever felt in his career, coming from a guy from a heavier weight class and a much stronger and more powerful standpoint. He needs to be careful. Anderson's doing a really great job having Cain pressed against the fence like that, having him helpless from range of motion, of having a stronger and more aggressive Cain Velasquez. But again, these clinches can turn for the worse, and having it in a Muay Thai just like that, and have Silva exposed to being knocked out by knees, in fact, from someone like Cain Velasquez, can be very detrimental. So again, back on his back. Again, this is inevitable. Having Cain on top of you is the shittiest. I apologize. Having a very bad position and putting yourself in a bad position where you're gonna get beat and battered and bruised from a guy of this size. I honestly can't imagine anybody else fighting. Maybe Adesanya fighting Cain Velasquez, but this is, again, if it was a ground game, Adesanya would not have that jiu-jitsu or that influence of ground game through this. Oh, Silva saving himself from a triangle choke from Cain Velasquez. But really, it's survival mode at this point. Again, I do believe in crazy things that happen in MMA, but if Anderson can somehow stand up and pull a Hail Mary spinning kick or spinning elbow of some kind to knock or rock Cain Velasquez to settle the score, or at least put him back into the game or on the scorecard for this fight, that would be amazing. These jabs are more heavier than any average jab he's ever received in his UFC career. Silva, again, trying to protect himself from a single leg takedown, but the sheer power of Cain Velasquez throwing him practically on his head, putting him in this strange spot. Cain getting that last few points of the round and giving so much props to Silva to survive against a beast like Cain Velasquez. We'll see some highlights, but we obviously know where the scorecard is going to be leaning to. Double leg takedown from Cain Velasquez. Beautiful. And another takedown. If they have that final takedown in the third one, and that's it. Where's that big takedown? Yep, this is the one. Right, practically on his head. Look at that. Cain was just throwing him around. Cain Velasquez, you had nothing to worry about, man. That was a crazy fight in its own, and the fact that it went the distance, he definitely has been put to work. So now we got two of the craziest UFC fighters to go head to head, Tony Ferguson, Cain Velasquez, in the final round of the Battle and Rattle tournament. The question is, did GSP put enough damage on top of Ferguson to keep him in the fight and give him a chance to fight against Cain Velasquez? We'll have to find out, and let's see if Silva was able to empty out the gas tank for Cain Velasquez to give Ferguson the upper hand in this. Got Dan Miragliotta officiating this fight. Tony Ferguson with a little bit of a black eye. We got Cain Velasquez, pretty beat up himself too, but these guys are ready to brawl and throw it down tonight. Ooh, starting off with some kicks. Tony's scouting some of those punches. He's a lot quicker than Cain Velasquez. Tony's going for some funky combinations, traditional and vintage Tony himself. He needs to be careful for whenever Cain puts him inside those compromised positions of clinches and throws. Oh, got a single leg takedown. It's scary. It is scary to have a guy twice your size on top of you. I mentioned that before, but Tony needs to realize he's never been in something like this before. He's had some detrimental, put himself in some scary positions. He's never tapped. But seeing that these guys are going to fight to the bitter end of this whole tournament to be crowned the winner of the tournament, of the Battle and Rattle tournament tonight, is a crazy honor. Tony going for that rubber guard. Will he do the same thing he's done to GSP to tenderize the victor of the last fight? Oh, Cain is postured up, and that is a scary thought. I think Tony just realized, I don't want this guy postured up and put me in a ground and pound position. I should maneuver my way out or possibly just submit him. Again, submissions are definitely changing. So can you just imagine? These guys have been through more than 7 rounds, right? This is their 7th round of a fight. These guys have been through 7 rounds. What is that? Like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, almost 35 minutes of fighting in one night. Crazy. These guys are just beating each other up on top of the ground. Like, they are making no waste. Cain Velasquez is going for a submission himself. It is close. It is pretty scary to think that a big dude will choke you out. And honestly, being choked out by a dude that's twice your size, having twice that weight, twice that strength, is a scary thought that this guy could possibly crush you. So Tony needs to play really, really smart and not try to get inside these funky situations where it could possibly just ruin the match for him. These guys have been the distance in their last two matches, and they are putting it all on the line right now. And this is a funky position that I don't know why is a submission of some kind. I need to see what's happening, but yeah, I'm glad that it's kind of just there, I guess. So again, Tony's still on his back. He needs to figure out either how to get into a better position or to get back on his feet. Oh, almost went for our omoplata, breaking Velasquez's arm. It would have been smart, because that's when you're using your weight to break somebody else's arm, especially that's someone that's bigger than you. Tony's back on top, which is great, because that's part of the game plan. In order for him to win, he needs to be on top, especially when it comes to someone like Cain Velasquez. Having a guy that big might be hard to maneuver around, but being the experienced fighter that both of these guys are, they know better, and they know that they can slip out of certain situations. But Tony is making very good haste of trying to just move and make sure that they don't get stood up. Because if they ever were to get stood up, then that's when Tony needs to be careful and try to move over to defense. So both of these men making good decisions right now to keep the fight going, keep the time going. But dang, King went straight into that guillotine choke, really trying to wrench at the neck of Tony, which is, again, a scary thought, to have those big arms from a guy that's twice your size just crank on your neck. So Tony back into guard, trying to move over, switches over to side mount, got into full mount. He just needs to posture up and land a couple more punches. There you go. Get a couple punches in. Oh, and gonna try to go for an arm bar or some kind of submission right now. Doesn't look too promising for Tony right now, but I'm pretty sure he needs to come up with a plan as soon as the escape happens. He needs to posture up and land a couple blows just to get Cain a little bit more angry and a little bit more discouraged that he is in the powerful position right now. But look at Cain is wasting no time just trying to get those punches in, realizing that his punches are slightly more stronger, because he's on the back, you can still cause that damage and that force and the discouragement. The person on top doesn't always have the power. So that being said, Tony makes use to try to get that side control, moves up to the half mount, and we are done with the first round. Very, very crazy how fast the time goes. And now we move into the second round. Tony starts off with a Superman punch, shakes Cain a little bit. Cain hits him with a straight, but both men seem to be kind of duking it out right now for the second round. Tony put into a clinch by Cain Velasquez, which is scary. Cain going for a single leg takedown, pushes him back just enough to push him down. Cain is on top. Tony going for a guillotine choke, And early in the second round, we've seen this before. Tony, you need to mix it up just a little bit more. You gotta run out Cain's stamina just a little more to make that submission attempt a little bit more promising. The Cain is right on top, trying to make use of it. You know, he's only in guard, but the fact that he can posture up and get those points and those ground and pounds in. There you go. Oh, but Tony grabbing that arm and beautifully committing to a reversal of a full mount and going straight into an armbar. Says otherwise, changes the game. So again, Tony's trying to go for a chain right now, but the escape is inevitable. So Tony either needs to posture up, get some ground and pound in just like that. There you go. Oh man, he's putting some damage onto Cain right now. Cain's reverting back to giving his back up. Tony needs to capitalize. He's gotten flattened out, so he can either beat him up right now. But he just lets him go. He hesitates just a little bit. Cain is getting beat up. Those cuts are reopening up. His cut man needs to do some work to transition to the round. But there is some shock right now in Cain, and Cain might be in some trouble if this pursues. Again, slipping right out of that armbar. Kane trying to get out. Tony doing a really good job keeping him on his back, giving him the points and giving him the advantage of having the control of his opponent this time in the round. Tony doing really good, getting that side mount, that side control. You just need to do a couple more punches. Yep, just like that. Get some damage in right on Cain Velasquez. And Kane is, he's surviving at this point. I can tell that he's probably gassed, but he is very much surviving. He's definitely in the game, definitely not giving up to the submissions. He's definitely putting in that work, but he definitely needs to rethink how to get Tony up and off of him, or to exactly reverse the situation and add the pressure back on top of Tony. Now he could either repay the favor and break Tony's face a little bit, get some damage and get some points and back on the scoreboard, or he can stand him up and he can just finish his fight and just rock Tony with whatever energy he's got left. But you can see that his stamina definitely isn't the best right now when he's on top. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is not doing him any favors right now, so he's just going to be unloading a little bit of punching, a little bit of tenderizing of the head and the body. Tony's holding on to dear life, trying to get out, but again, I mean, a guy that size, it sucks. So Tony needs to block up or catch some hands right now, because this, see, he flips over, gives him his back. Oh, Tony pushes him back right into side mount. Kane goes right back into full mount. Tony's trying to get out. He's really trying to get out, and the time is not being kind to him right now. Tony did have the upper hand at one point, but his stamina is failing him. Again, these fighters have been going on their 8th round right now, and this is draining. It's draining for them, and it's just pushing their bodies to new boundaries, new extremes, and especially for Tony Ferguson, having to go through all those men to fight a guy outside of his weight class and just mounting him and just putting all his weight and trying to submit him. In fact, the fact that they're not even deciding to stand up and just completely knock each other out is such a scary thought. It wears you down. It wears you down as a fighter. It cuts with your longevity. But this is what we've been waiting for. We're waiting for these fighters to put it all on the line, and these are the last 10 seconds where they're making the use of it. So they just duke it out, get those punches in. Tony going for one more last attempt, but again, too close to the end of the buzzer to be going for something like that. So this final round, these fighters need to lay it down. They're punching. Tony's getting some kicks in. So Tony needs to stay away from any types of takedown. I know it's scared to go toe-to-toe with someone this size, but he really needs to channel that inner El Kukui, and try to just finish his fight at the exclamation point. He goes for the crane kick, he goes for the spinning back fist, which is super smart. Gets out the clinch. Needs to watch out for those 1-2 combos. Again, very smart for him to step away from that takedown attempt. El Kukui needs to be careful, because if he slips up just once or makes one bad move like that, just dodging that lead overhead punch, and it's so smart. So he's being very strategic. That single leg, didn't quite get it. He didn't quite slip it, but he's in the side mount with Kane on top of him, and I think he's smart enough to push him off if he can. We did see that attempt not too long ago. If Tony can figure out a way to really get out and reverse the position, even in fact, grabbing onto Kane's back, getting those hooks in, what is Tony going to be doing? Tony's getting up. Smart. So Tony is definitely listening to our commentary right now. It's very scary that he is going to full stand up in the last round, but it's very respectful, and giving us what we really want to see. We've been watching a lot of ground fights right now. We've seen the submission attempts, but Tony really needs to shine right now, being on top of his feet and showing that he can fight against Goliath, but not in an ignorant way. So yes, the leg takedown from Kane was successful. Kane still wants to go into the submission mode with Tony, and I think he knows that Tony is not going to be tapping anytime soon. Tony made it this far. he's gonna have his Cinderella story and fight against and conquer this beast of that we know as Cain Velasquez. So Tony really needs to reserve his stamina, try to maneuver himself out of this position, because once that full mount happens and that full posture comes up, he may be feeling some bombs right now. So Tony, you need to play it smart. You need to really try to focus on top of these transitions. You really need to start blocking some. Oh, and going for that arm. Tony, it's either he's using this time to really drain stamina and really just try to rethink his game plan, because he really needs to figure out, again, how to escape and become more in a dominant position, either on the ground or back on their feet. So Cain is going to be doing his textbook Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which has been going great. So Tony, again, going to attempt to grab the back of Cain Velasquez. Oh, putting some ground and pound in, actually. Oh, damaging Cain. Cain did not like that. Grabbing the wrist and possibly putting, oh, Cain on his back. Cain is definitely on his back now, and we have 1 minute left. So this can be trouble if El Cucuy can posture up and finish off the fight and land some bombs in order just to shock Cain one last time. Again, both of these fights, it is a stamina game at this point, and El Cucuy definitely does have the stamina. I mean, Cain Velasquez is a bigger dude, but having to fight in your 9th round in the same night has never been reached before for a guy of his size. So what El Cucuy needs to really do is to make use of a crucifix position or a side saddle mount and just start raining some detrimental blows. So he just needs to take that breather, get some damages, and make sure that Cain doesn't also change the position of those transitions at the same time too. So just like that, he can try to mount, try to posture up even. If that's not too much to ask for, he could definitely get some damage in and really change the tide right now. So all Tony needs to really do is posture up right here and just land some hits. But again, Cain is a big dude, and he is very upset that he's on his back this much. So if Tony can get a little bit more ground and pound in, possibly stand up and finish the fight in the last 20 seconds, we could see ourselves the greatest fight right now. And it will start right now. Oh my God. Tony is beating him up with some 1-2 combos. Oh, be careful. Oh man. Will he get another takedown? Tony blocks the takedown. Tony is going to get some points right here. We'll then see the Cinderella story for Tony Ferguson. El Cucuy, oh, destroying Cain Velasquez. Oh my goodness. What is happening? What is this, Groundhog's Day? Because I swear that was the last round. Round 4. Oh, this is gonna go 5 rounds. So Tony's on fire right now. We're gonna get that unanswered question, that unanswered round that we've never thought we'd get. So I apologize. Again, this is my first tournament hosting this. If this last round goes 5 rounds, this could be bad for Tony right now, actually, because he would have won. I think score-wise, we could have looked at the score sheet. I think Tony might have done. He might have been onto something super, super impressive with the comeback. So again, I think we are at a level playing field. We are at a level playing field. The scorecard is adjusted, and we can see something. We can see history in the making unfold and be told right before our very eyes. Guys, I want to thank you if you're watching this right now and seeing how crazy this tournament has gone to and how much these fighters are putting so much on the line to make history. Tony's getting beat up right now, and again, it's very discouraging having a guy that size and full mount. It's right on top of you. So Cain's stamina is not the greatest right now, and neither is Tony's. But again, Tony has that heart to get out of these positions. If Cain were to switch to an armbar right now, like we're just saying as we speak, it could be detrimental. But Tony is on the verge of escaping. Very, very good for Tony. But Tony definitely needs to get himself out of this position and try to get either back standing up, because he was definitely he was outboxing Cain for a little bit. He needs to jump out or reverse the position where he's more in a dominant and higher spot. Tony going for these funky submissions right now isn't really doing him any favors. So he really needs to figure out how to get into a dominant position. I can tell he's using this time to really think of how he can be in the upper hand. If he were to push off Kane right now off of the hips and push him off, oh, but he's actually climbing to get Kane's back. That's even more impressive. Now he's getting that ground and pound in. Hopefully Kane doesn't catch that. Oh, with a nice side of the head. Kane did not like that for sure and grabbed that wrist. So Tony is on that side control. Got a little punch in there. If you can land just a couple more punches, make it worthwhile. There you go. If you can posture up and land him just a little bit more too, you can very much put away Cain Velasquez. Kane is just holding on right now, and it is scary. It is scary to see a man on his back that much on his sides after this whole tournament. And Tony's doing a submission attempt where he's putting himself in a low stamina situation, and it's quite impressive actually. But again, the payoff is not worth it if you know that you're gonna be putting yourself in the bottom position of the grapple. Definitely making smart use of that rubber guard, getting those hits in just like how he did in the GSP fight. But when Kane has enough stamina, he's gonna attempt to do a submission as well too. Both of these men are not shy of trying to go for that submission to end this round. I have no idea how many rounds this is gonna be because it says there's 3, but I'm pretty sure the screen said 4. Tony is completely taking the back of Cain Velasquez right now. If you can get right on top, posture up, and just lay some elbows and a couple punches, he can put himself right into the books. So just like that, oh, Kane pushed him off just like nothing. They're back on their feet. Tony needs to get out of this way. Oh, landing that nice punch when Kane was trying to go for a takedown. Tony is on fire right now. Play it smart, Tony. Ooh, blocking that takedown. Tony is on fire. Tony is playing so smart right now. Oh, and those combos and those clinches. He just needs to watch out for those strong knees. Oh, Tony did a little bit of a oops. He tried to go for a Superman punch while Kane was ready for that takedown. Tony trying to go for a Kimura lock and trying to get control of that wrist of Cain Velasquez. It is scary. We got 10 seconds left on the clock, and I have no idea if this is going to go another round. I really want to see Tony win this. Tony was the bottom seed, I want to say, in all of this. And these guys are just going to keep going. They're going to the bitter end. Gosh. I wish I had another drink right now. I don't want to pause this. I don't want to miss any algorithm or how the CPUs are programmed for this. But Tony, in my book, I'm rooting for you. I'm pretty sure everybody else is rooting for you right now. This is a crazy fight. Oh man, he's playing. It's his sniper. This is sniper in tank mode right now. And Tony is putting his heart on the line right now. Doing such a good job. Breaking those clinches. Breaking those patterns. But dang, that power. Oh man, that puts Tony in a really bad spot. The stamina is down on Kane right now. So this does give Tony a little bit of advantage. If Tony stands up right now, I'll be very impressed. Oh, he's getting those hits in. He knows he's seen this before. Tony needs to adapt and try to get away from this. Is he gonna go for a submission? Oh, he needs to get up. You need to get up, Tony. I know you are in a higher position right now in this grapple, but it's not gonna do you any favors. Oh, he's damaging Cain Velasquez's face right now. This is nasty. He goes into that full mount. If he can posture up, put Kane. Oh man, this is a war right now. Tony will be making history as El Cucuy the Great if he were to dethrone the Goliath that stands right before him. This is a Cinderella story in the making. Again, that brutal punch. Like, Kane is already expecting it, and he only makes sure that he doesn't take those in bunches. But look at that. Oh, man, just brutalizing him. I know it says that his head health is pretty solid, but looking at the damage on that, it is brutal. Like, if there is a doctor stoppage in this game, the doctors should stop this after this round. Oh, man, Kane does not like that. Again, such a solid position that Tony's putting himself in, not compromising at all. There hasn't been a submission attempt in a minute, so that might be coming up. Tony needs to posture up, but he's definitely doing a really good job for where he's getting through to. Tony's going, there you go. We were waiting for it. A submission attempt. It is possible, but is it promising? Not quite. Kane still has just a bit in the tank left to kind of get out of that. So Tony needs to posture up, land a couple blows, or try even to stand up. Because I think that might be it. That might be the button to end the match. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that this is going on to a 5th round right now. These men are exhausted. They are running on fumes at this point, and they're giving it their all. This is for the sport at this point. The fact that Tony still wants to go for that submission ending and wants to call it a day, choking out the Goliath in this fight, is something that boggles my mind. And this is what he needed to, this is what he feared right here. Having Kane get back on top and start tenderizing and giving Tony a piece of his own medicine. So this is scary. This is a scary thought right here, because this could end the fight. Tony needs to hunker down and rethink his game plan, because he had a solid first half of the round. But again, it doesn't matter what part of the round you have if the bigger guy is able to put away before the bell rings. So Tony's on top, he's swinging away, he's doing damage. With the right proper timing, Kane was able to just grab him, pulling in real quick. Man, 30 seconds. If this goes another round, I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to be completely quiet and not commentate after this. We got 20 seconds left of history of this round. Kane's going for the... Oh, man. Kane's going for the last 15 seconds to go for a submission. I think Tony's holding on. Tony's not going to give up. But can Tony land a good couple shots before the round is over? Oh, he wanted to go... Oh, man. That's the match, guys. That was the match. Oh, Tony with that front kick. We got that on the highlight. Gosh. Ooh, Tony hitting with a nice right. Is there a toss in there? Oh, that was a nice exchange for both fighters. Oh, if that swinging back was connected. Who do we got? Oh. Yeah, I rocked Tony there. If there's a slam in there, it's very discouraging. Nice. Tony got that last round highlight. And Tony is our WFA Battle and Rattled champion, guys. El Cucuy is respectfully the man that made it through the gauntlet of champions. All decision, no doubt about it, the undisputed. Thank you guys for watching the Battled and Rattled tournament with this all-star cast of roster of fighters, putting it all on the line, giving us the best fantasy tournament to this day, and having the Cinderella story of having Tony El Cucuy Ferguson come up on top. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did, commentating it, telling the story. having you on my side and listening to me, telling you guys everything as it unfolds right before you. If you guys don't already, subscribe to my channel. You guys are greatly appreciated. Like the video, give me some comments on your and future tournaments that you guys want to see. We'll have a drink, we'll talk it over, and we'll just keep the fights going. But I will end the live stream here. Thank you for liking, commenting, and possibly subscribing, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Shoots.